Collective energy reading, please only take what resonates. Always leave the rest for the best. Don't stress, because people are stressing. They could be feeling heartbreak and having stress. It's like turbulence, arguments, because it's like a ripple of love, and then you're clashing in your mind, and you didn't have that compassion because you wasn't using the intuition when you was around certain people, places and things in communities. This could be a feminine energies now having stress, because that's that love, it's impact, it's that soul connection. They could be seeing that soul connection going towards a new beginning. Take it all as it resonates, and that's that new beginning. It's love within your mind, within the thoughts, and that's you having that compassion towards yourself. Take this all as it resonates, guys. This could be a Queen of Swords there having clarity, and it's truth. You could be this Queen of Swords speaking truth about when you're having heartbreak and pain, and you've got to have compassion to yourself and find that sense of service, have that discernment about these masculines who thought they had that structure. Maybe you have to take that structure and get in that masculine energy. Protect yourself. This could be a King of Cups who was being wise, dedicated, determined. Now they're balanced between their head and their heart. Now they could be questioning their self, their mind, their actions. This King of Cups is getting wise, devoted. They're balancing their head and their heart now, their emotions. They may look towards you and see you as part of that Wheel of Fortune, destiny, looking at they were steadfast, or you're steadfast, you're communicating, you've encompassed, they're connecting to their emotions now, because that's, they see you're stable, you've got that power, you're creative, you're healing, you're cleansing, you're expressing those emotions and using your intelligence. Now they're doing the same, because they're in that hermit, and that's that self-reflection, that's inner standing, to be able to understand how you're feeling, how you acted. Was you steadfast? Was you organised? Was you wise? And when you was communicating, who was you communicating with in those choices? Was you devoting, and who was you devoting to? Take it all as it resonates, because that's that higher clarity. And that's when you get that awareness. Was you steadfast? Was you organised? Did you have manners and respect? Who was doing good and who was doing bad? This Queen of Cups, they could be looking back towards you. A King of Cups, Queen of Cups, Four of Wands. They could see as that home and that stability, that foundation, that nurturing. They've got this high clarity awareness in regards towards you. Take this all as it resonates. They can see you a part of that growth and that abundance. You've awakened their soul, ignited their light, their spirit, their mind. That's your heart, those emotions. That's when you have to look and you have to gain that clarity. That's that inner standing, to be able to understand about things, because when that's a karmic and you go through those karmic ties and people are lying and trying to block you, it causes confusion, it's illusions, and then you have to gain clarity, and that's introspection as to who, where, why, what, when, because that's when you seek that knowledge. It causes stress and conflict within your mind, because you make people nervous. You have a gift. Judge against your peers and you're winning. So you make people nervous because you can see you've got these powers, because you're able to use your intuitions. You connect, because that's emotions. That's when you encompass, you've got balance of thought, mind, and you can see you're stable, you're sensible, you're reliable. Certain people didn't realise how much you was down to earth because you're grounded. It says, little reason for hope. Can we wait? Need to be able to propose it to you. You was doing all the right for him or for them. You was doing all the work. So you was doing all that work for them to connect, to use their emotions, have that balance for them to be able to grow, expand, be optimistic, to be able to look, to gain introspection. You enabled them because of their actions, the way how they was detached from their emotions, which caused them stress, or because of their attitude and their approach towards life. When they was out in public and they'd shown themselves they was a fool. When I left, it was the best thing I ever done. So when you left, it was the best thing you done. You gained wisdom, you was able to grow, you was able to seek knowledge, high clarity, discernment, different backgrounds, wisdom. You got philosophical knowledge, started publishing, speaking and seeking. And that's the best thing that they done, start seeking, you start seek. I feel so overwhelmed. Everyone I care for ends up leaving. So now they're stressed because now they've gained wisdom about everyone who they cared for end up leaving because of their heart. They wasn't balanced, they didn't use their intuitions, they didn't have compassion, they didn't know about boundaries. And now they may be looking at you, maybe wanting forgiveness because they're connecting. Now they may be making a decision because they're connecting to their emotions, and they're looking to what they seek, and they was valuing money and assets, and now they've got to be able to go to court with a Queen of Cups. Take this all as it resonates because of certain actions that they took when they was in the unknown. Take this all as it resonates. It's causing stress and conflict. Stage and a sequence of events that would determine the true trend of the future. Events are determined. So what I just said there, that could be about a wife, and they could be gaining introspection. They could have to take This King of Cups could be having to go to court with this Queen of Cups about this property and a home. Hiding my dignity and pride. So they could be hiding their dignity and pride. This Queen of Cups. This King of Swords. Take this all as it resonates. Always leave the rest for the best. Don't stress. You see how that turned? Because they're slowly opening their heart. And that's that receptive. That's have that empathy. That's that epiphany. You know when you're awakening and it's like the sword in the stone and it just unlocks and you gain that strength and its clarity of that mind. And you look and you're vulnerable because then it connects to those emotions, because you have to protect yourself when certain people's trying to cling on to you. And that's when you're in hermit, you're hiding and gaining structure, and it's looking back towards those habits and how you was acting and reacting, because that's where you have to gain strength. And it's that breaking point because it's karma. There's so many dropped on the floor. They're in their mind, they're saying they've got karma because of their pride. They're saying, because they can see they're in that peace. That's when you have that reflection and they can see you're about that balance and the harmony in the relationship and the friendship that you had. You brought peace and clarity. They was vulnerable, now they're connecting to their heart because that was about these foundations. Too many, they may got nourished when they was trying to go towards those new beginnings. They maybe wanted to return towards you now because they're in that mindset to open their heart. They can see you're that peace because that's when you gain that higher clarity. Flipping heck. And it's stressed because they were shallow and they are looking back towards those mistakes. This Queen of Cups. Can you see how they're really jumping out? Now they're having this realization. They wanting a second chance. They're spying on you. They can see you're part of that past life and they're longing for you. That's how much they wanted to say that towards you, because they're holding their self and that's all because of their pride. They're gaining that clarity. 5, 6, that's high awareness. 5, 9, about their ego and their pride and the way how they was moving. Now they're looking back towards you because they could be transforming now, connecting to their heart, their emotions. They may be trying to protect themselves from other people because they're getting in that structure, foundation. Take this all as it resonates. Raised to be strong and independent. So they was raised to be strong and independent, not share their emotions. They was like determined, you know, like so you can grow and you that love, you hid it because it wasn't nurtured. Different regions operate differently. So you come from different places, different cities, different communities, different insight, different spiritual, different wholeness. Young, they didn't have that wholeness, balance of mind for justice, if you will, to make a sacrifice. So they could have done certain things to make a sacrifice, now gain wisdom about some money. They could have made a sacrifice in regard to some money and it didn't bring no peace and balance when they was in these relationships and these friendships. Take it all as it resonates. They was immorally wrong. They wasn't spiritually right. They did immoral things. After the first was thinking, would it come back? So after the first time they might have went to court or had this awareness or seek certain things, they're thinking, would it come back? That knowledge, to be open-minded, they was being flexible or generous, extroverted in the ways that they was doing certain things to be able to gain strength. Competitive environment where people don't give you a second chance. So they was in a competitive environment where people don't give them a second chance to be able to move forward. You could have been in a competitive environment. People didn't give you that chance to show that, to have that peace and open the heart towards you. You may not. Take this all as it resonates. So much to teach you. So you had so much to teach those divine feminines and masculines, because now they're longing, they're looking at that past, they're spying on you. They may be wanting a second chance from you. They're learning because they're looking at the new beginnings and they're feeling into their heart because they're looking back towards you. They could feel this ripple of love because that's their emotions. They're feeling vulnerable because after the different regions they see now, it was that astral compass. They wasn't connecting. They didn't have that direct direction or the stray of guidance. They wasn't going to the north. They was in that south node and blocking themselves because that's because they was vulnerable, not connecting to those emotions, not releasing themselves. They was just holding on because that was that secrets of time. So you're going to see that when they was just giving themselves away, vulnerable and receptive, empathetic, because they thought it was being wise, two-faced, when they were speaking in certain people or with a feminine energy and giving their self away. Take it all as it resonates. It's divine timing. It's a cycles, it's rhythm. So they're getting that high clarity because that's gaining balance of mind. It's when you have to start looking at yourself, and that's that lunar. So everything's just dropping because it's that lunar protector. They didn't have that protection. They see now that you was protected, highly protected from the divine, and that's that protective force. That's when you have to use your intuitions because that was the way that you feel. And now they're looking back to the habits. That's looking at that moon because there's certain confusions and that's illusions. Now they're longing for, because it's that soul anchor. You was that divine one. They was that steadfast. They was on a karmic cycle. They got to transform. They was too busy in those low dense energies, all because of their ego. Now they're using their wisdom because they was looking at you and can see your beauty within inside of you. They're coming back towards you for these new beginnings. Take this all as it resonates, guys. Cognitive, psychological. So now they're looking at the cognitive and the psychological aspects. That's that high awareness, awakening, using your intuitions, getting that high clarity. That's qualitative observation log. So now they're looking back, qualitative through the aspects of life and the way they was organising. Now they're being cautious, and it was why they wasn't cautious, and because of their mindset with their aggressive energy, and they was impulsive. They was having these great leaps of faith. You need a bride. Clear your head. Take a vacation. Sorry, it's there. You need a break. I don't know where that bride thought came from. So they may be thinking about a bride. They need a break. So they'll be taking a vacation. You may need a break because you just need imbalance. They may need imbalance because that's space and time. Lazy. Prostitute living off a trust fund. Not fearing bullshit or conflict. So you're not fearing bullshit or conflict because you're balanced of the mind, you're speaking truth, you're grounded, you're compassion, you're warm, you use your intuitions, and you'll know you're a healer. Can you tell them not to do this? Gamble to like you. It's for what you had. So they tried to gamble you, they liked you for what you had, and they was gambling really. Everyone so competitive here. If you didn't make a meal by 30, you're a loser. So wherever they are, everyone was competitive. If they didn't make £1 million, so they was making it. It was on a karmic cycle, mindset towards money. They didn't realise when they was having these great leaps of faith about the choices. Had CEOs settle for half for what they got for you. So they had a CEO settled for half for what they got for you. They had to go to court, higher clarity to be able to come towards you, to go towards these new beginnings about this home and this stability, to celebrate. We should book a trip. How will I know if I stay? How will I know you're not wrong? Now, if I do this, their heart will beat for me everywhere I go. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't close my eyes. You're the only good thing about my days. So they can't sleep. They're gaining clarity in regards to you. It's been over a year, but I don't have fast cars, big houses. I want to enjoy my life. This could backfire, but in the same position anyway. Are you following me? Are you doing just stay close to me? They just trying to help you. So they're saying stay close to me. I want to come towards these new beginnings. They're learning. They're getting help. They can see you was protected from the divine. It was divine orchestrated. And that was it because they want you to be together, protect you. And they was protecting you because the love they share, they will keep those boundaries around their heart. Because overall, it's real love. And they're searching for that real love, that twin flame sign. They can see you're highly favoured. And they're in regret. Because they're now learning. They're learning about all the things that they've had to go through. The actions that they took. They wanted to be able to embrace you because that's those emotions, that's feeling. They can see it's destiny. It's part of that wheel of fortune. And they're getting steadfast. They're determined to be able to take that action to be able to come towards you. Take it all as it resonates. Because they're recognising now. You just have to trust. And you need to have that trust in the relationship in order to flourish. They want to be able to rejoice alongside you. Just going to take 2 more. It says, pink one. Under spell work, words, candles, clothes and hairs. So they're gaining high clarity that their Queen of Cups could have put them under spell work, done something. Things took action in the unknown. Awareness and understanding to be able to feel different on outside than you are on the inside. Now they're having that awareness, how they're feeling, because that King of Cups is in that emotions. If I let them do it, it will all be over. So if they let them do that, move, travel, towards you, it will all be over. So if that King of Cups travels towards you, everything will be over. You made me feel free, like I could fly. So you made them feel free, like they could fly. You have to be patient. Accept is a bad thing. So you have to be patient. Acceptance is a bad thing. Where wisdom, strength, understanding, know right from wrong, consciousness, consequences to sins. They have to look at their actions now. They've got a tendency to run away from conflict. So they could be running towards you from conflict that they're facing, because they're in that Seven of Wands, standing the ground, pleading the cause, do not back down. Not my fault, not my problem. So it's not your fault, not your problem. Come new, be you, authentic boo. So they're coming back new, they've got to be themselves, authentic, bio kids. So there's something with these bio kids, it might not be theirs. Positive mind, attitude of gratitude. Or bio kid, they might have a bit of biological problems, take it all as it resonates, because it was type, blue type. In the last reading, you said you can't be my friend, so no, thank you. So that person says I can't be that person's friend, so no, they don't want to do nothing else. They're getting off because they was detached, because they don't want to connect, because it's a tower moment for them. They're getting clarity. Strong as fuck out here. I won the battle, not 3 minutes. So they won the bet, they're not framing it. So you could have won a bet, you're not framing it. They could have won a bet, they're not framing it, because they've got to hide, because they don't want other people to be able to have this clarity and this awareness. They are created now, and not from the beginning. Always changing shit. What is real or fake? Isaiah 4:9. Those family members, friends, the foundations, the masculines about this authority because of their habits, and that's when you have to change your mind. Connect to the feminine, use your intuitions. When you're clinging on, what you're protective. Are you being creative? Use your intuitions. Gain higher clarity. That's like knowledge, wisdom, laws. They're always changing laws. That's why you have to continuously keep on seeking knowledge. Have that balance of mind. Don't be indecisive, be fair. And when certain people are always changing their relationships, fake. That's why, fully fake. What do we know so far? So what do you know so far about this King of Cups and this Queen of Cups, or this Queen of Cups and this King of Cups, and the higher knowledge and the awareness about when they go to court? It's going to be publishing about the things that they were seeking. Take it all as it resonates.